Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at @AdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Ryan Williams on the line, and he's co-founder and partner over at Wonderment Apps. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot. Glad to be here.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Wonderment Apps and how you're helping your clients. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I worked in the tech industry for quite a while for a variety of different startups here in Los Angeles and kind of the Silicon Beach arena, and then I ended up working for a couple of larger, more notable organizations like New York Times and Apple. And as I kind of traversed my career between startup and enterprise, I just saw a need for some of the stuff that we do, and really a great spot as a part of the kind of like building process for technology that excited me. So we started a business off it.
Man, that's awesome. I love it. And it's really interesting to me how somebody transitions through their career. So you worked for some smaller companies, and you worked for some larger companies, and then you probably came upon a concept which we're going to get into more on with Wonderment Apps. You're like, I want to start my own company. So that being said, there's a lot of people that are, let's say, a couple of steps behind where you're at because they haven't started it yet. They're thinking, I want to go out, I want to go the entrepreneurial route, but maybe they just haven't quite made that leap. What kind of advice would you give to a person that's really considering going down that path, but maybe just hasn't quite got started yet?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that the biggest piece of advice I'd have is that you want to find people to work with that have a learner's mentality, that they are in it to grow and learn along with you, because it's a huge thing to take on by yourself and think you could ever do it alone. But when you have a group of people that want to engage with you and want to learn with you and kind of go into every day as an experiment and have fun with it, like it just makes the process of building a business, of putting your work in, really great experience.
That's awesome. Let's switch it up a bit. I want to get into what you're doing over at Wonderment Apps. So first, tell us a little bit more about the business, please.
Yeah, so we're going to our 5th year, and we have been growing really rapidly over the last group of years. We are very specifically, historically, we've been an agency that services a range from technology to non-technology companies in building applications, software, websites, and we historically take things from end to end. So we would start at kind of a product development level and really think about how a product's designed to be in the market, build the wireframes, the user flows, ultimately the designs, and then we ultimately have really great technology teams that can build out these projects. And so it's kind of what we've done. And we've also been doing a lot of work recently, and this is kind of really the direction the business has more gone, into really taking the skills that we've generated and figuring out how to curate really great developers, how to curate really great product teams, how to curate really great QA teams, and basically provide companies with access to these teams and in a really seamless experience so that they can tap into these amazing types of resources. So we kind of are running 2 different models.
That's awesome, and I see like the need for that because I've seen 1 or 2 companies, and when somebody can pull this off in a great way, I mean it's really tough for a company that if they don't know what they're shopping for to just go on Upwork because they have an idea, they want to do something and they want to go put a project together. I mean, you need a whole other team. You need an experienced team that's worked together, and you need a project management function. If your day-to-day operation isn't creating this particular piece of technology you want to offer as a product, if you're already, let's just say, brick and mortar, and you're thinking about how to change your thing to go a little bit more online, like all these things matter, and what you're doing on that side of the model is just really interesting to me. Well, both sides are, but that one I just see it happening more and more where people are like, they're lost. You can't just go on Upwork and say, okay, I'm going to just go hire a developer. I'm going to hire this and let's get a project going. Like if that's not your background, it's so hard.
Yeah, it's actually a really common and expensive mistake that people make, and really like there's also
very.
Yeah, I kind of look at it like you can hire people to you can hire a team to build a physical structure that you might use for a business or work, right? Or you could hire somebody like off the street who may have the qualifications, may not, to like start on it. Right, that's really kind of what you're looking at in those things. And we're really bringing qualified teams to the table that can actually execute on something from start to finish. It takes a lot of pressure off the business owners, so they can actually have the kind of specialists and engineers that know exactly what they're doing to actually build the right kind of thing and take you from end to end, because it is a journey. I don't think people understand, like even with so many of the tools today for people to be able to plug into different systems, ranging from the different hosting environments like Amazon or Google, to all of the different languages that you have to choose from, and which foundational code and architecture is going to work for you. These are like big decisions that have to go into everything, that happen all behind the scenes. Once you get past just the basic thing of can I create something engaging that people actually want to use for whatever my business is? And so, like these are complex questions that I think that if you can bring in the right people up front, you in the long run save a massive amount of money, and it's a big deal.
No, it's a huge deal. I agree, and there's many people that have come resolution specialists from what you just said. Is they started a project, then they realized it was a big deal, and you can't just go on and hire anybody. It doesn't work quite that way, especially if you don't have the skills to make the decisions to take you in the right direction, because you don't know, right? You're running another business. So that being said, Ryan, what's kind of the sweet spot? So there's somebody listening on there right now in terms of to this podcast right now. They're in their office, they're driving in their car, and they may already be in that situation where they need somebody to look at something that they're working on, or they're deciding to start a new project. And I want to know if they're the right type of niche or client to contact you to start that discussion. What's your niche and clientele?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think for the kind of stuff that we do around staff augmentation and being able to like really create opportunities to get in touch with and find developers and product developers and designers that really know what they're doing, that's a little bit more on the kind of enterprise technology side. So I think that fits probably more like engineering managers and maybe product managers and things like that. So when we're trying to fill seat for those resources, that's a little more for them. When we're really talking about building kind of an end-to-end solution with a piece of software, it's great for all types of businesses. And people, I think you brought up a good one of people that are moving from brick and mortar into the digital space. We're a really great spot to come talk to, because we bring the whole thing. You just kind of jump in, and it just happens, and it happens really effectively. But we really do that for all kinds of different companies. We work a lot in entertainment. We work a lot because we're in Los Angeles, so we work in the entertainment space quite a bit. And we work a lot in logistics and shipping. And we work quite a bit in anything that's got kind of media related, like ad tech or anything like that. So anything that's like on a marketing front or any of those elements, we do really well. And anything that uses a lot of like really smart application oriented software development. So if you want to take your business and it's kind of historically been a business that people walk into, and you want to create an application that makes it available to the whole wide world, we're really good at that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. And so is there any kind of, and you just have a unique vantage point working with different size companies, working both from the, let's say, procurement side of talent to the side of, end-to-end, creating the solutions yourself. Any kind of trends you care to comment on in general?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I would say like some of the big trends that we've seen over the last little bit that are kind of up and down are things like blockchain, AR and VR are big kind of worlds that are popping up on the trend level. So people, what devices people are using is getting a little more solidified within the phone landscapes, but you're going to see a big jump in some of the ways in which people digest things like media and content over the next little bit. And then blockchain, when to use it, when not to use it, those are kind of like interesting pieces as well. So those are some of the kind of industry trends that I think have been pretty impactful a little bit. And then in terms of the engineering staffing side of things, we're seeing a big shift to really good usage of European developers. We use both Indian and European developers and American developers as well. But we've been working a lot with really great European groups and over the last little bit and having a lot of success there. So finding the right kind of engineering pools that are really impactful has been a good spot that we're kind of constantly delving into.
That's awesome. So Ryan, if somebody is listening to this and they do want more information on Wonderment Apps or to connect with you, what's the best route for them to reach out?
Yeah, I mean, you can always just visit our website, www.wondermentapps.com. So Wonderment, like the look of Wonderment, which is kind of one of the original ideas of our brand, is we want to create things that created that look of Wonderment for people. So that's a good place, wondermentapps.com. Or you can email us as well at wondermentapps.com and let us know if you have something you want to talk about. But I would say visit the website, fill out a form, or hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm available there, Ryan Williams at Wonderment Apps.
Perfect. Well, hey, Ryan, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at Wonderment Apps. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Ryan, thanks again for coming on. Thank you.